After 8 years of marriage, Ethan was known throughout River City as the wife-obsessed husband. The day I found out I was pregnant with triplets, he held me. His eyes rimmed red. "Vivian, thank you," he whispered. "That was until I overheard the conversation in his study. She's enjoyed the She family's wealth for years. What's the big deal about using her womb to carry Bella's children?" I touched my swollen belly, a cold laugh silent on my lips when I signed the consent form for the abortion. My hand didn't tremble. He stormed into the hospital like a madman, only to receive my death certificate. 3 years later, he personally sent his precious Bella to hell, kneeling before me, sobbing uncontrollably. "Vivian, come home." I swirled the crimson liquid in my glass, watching the news report on the collapse of the She group on TV. "Ethan, take your apology to the grave." Everyone knew Ethan She, the head of River City's top elite family, cherished his wife above all else. His wife, Vivian Wen, hadn't shown any sign of pregnancy in 8 years of marriage, fueling endless gossip in elite circles. Yet Ethan, he never batted an eye, treating her like precious porcelain, insisting her happiness and health were all that mattered. For 3 grueling years, it pushed my body to its limits. The sting of the egg retrieval needles, the cold sterility of the operating table, I endured it all. This year, fortune finally smiled. The IVF took triplets. My hand rested on my stretched taut belly, heart brimming with the sweetness of impending motherhood. That sweetness shattered into dust outside the study door. "Madam is 6 months along now. If she finds out the embryos use Miss Bella's eggs, not her own, she might not handle it." The assistant's voice was low, but each word felt like an ice pick driving into my ear. I leaned against the wall, fingernails digging into the plaster to keep from collapsing. Ethan's cold, mocking laugh sliced through the air from inside. "Then make sure she doesn't know. You think these years of groundwork were easy? Crushing birth control pills into her milk every night? Greasing palms at the hospital so she truly believed she was infertile, willingly undergoing IVF. Bella wants children, but I could never bear to put her through that torment. Vivian has occupied my wife's position for years. Carrying Bella's children is her duty. If anything happens to those babies, it'll make her pay." Plaster dust ground into my nail beds. A sharp, sickening pain. I bit down hard on my lower lip, the metallic tang of blood flooding my mouth, stifling the sob clawing its way up my throat. My hands shook as I fumbled for my phone. The screen's glare burned my eyes. I texted my brother overseas, every word dripping blood. "Leo, help me. I need to leave Ethan." The voices inside droned on, a swarm of venomous bees buzzing around my head. "But Madam suffered so much to conceive. Look how happy she is now." "The shock if she finds out." The assistant sounded uneasy. A soft click, Ethan lighting a cigarette. Smoke blurred half his face. I couldn't see his expression, only heard that detached, dismissive tone, like he was discussing old furniture. "I married her for that fertile womb of hers. The She family has kept her in luxury all these years. Now it's time for repayment. Besides," he added, chillingly pragmatic, "the children are coming out of her body. They'll still call her mom. So what exactly is she losing?" I couldn't listen anymore. Nausea churned violently. Leaning against the cold wall, I stumbled away from that hellish room, passing the nursery. Its slightly ajar door seemed like a silent invitation. Like a sleepwalker I entered, 2 blue, 1 pink, 3 exquisite cribs. The shelves beside them overflowed with formula, diapers, tiny toys, all meticulously chosen, lovingly arranged by me. 6 months pregnant, lugging the immense weight of triplets. Even breathing was an effort. Yet setting up this room had been pure joy. Now, every toy seemed to mock my naivety. My fingertips brushed the rail of the pink crib, ice cold. Inside me pulsed 3 living beings, yet they had no connection to me. What a cosmic joke. My phone buzzed in my pocket. "Leo calling." I answered, my throat scraped raw, unable to form a word. Only choked, strangled sobs escaped. "Vivian, what's wrong? Talk to me." Leo's voice instantly sharpened with alarm. "You and Ethan were fine. The babies, yes. Everyone thought he adored me. It was a legend in River City's elite circles. They said CEO she was ruthless in business. His only weakness his wife. 5 years dating, 3 years married. 8 years total. I'd been a fool, drowning in the paradise aged woven. Had I not heard it myself, I'd never have believed it. Those 8 years? A lie, a meticulously crafted deception. "Vivian, listen." Leo's voice cut through my despair, sharp and decisive. "If you don't want the babies, I'll contact a hospital immediately. Day after tomorrow. I'm coming for you, if the sky falls. I'll hold it up. The dial tone buzzed emptily in my ear. My gaze fell on the thick pregnancy journal resting on the nursery desk. Its pink cover bore the image and lovingly copied and pasted myself. The 3 tiny peanut-like white dots from the first ultrasound. I couldn't even bring myself to open it. Just seeing the cover, my legs buckled. Only by gripping the crib rail with white knuckles did I stay upright. Just then, the nursery light must have caught attention. Ethan's voice, laced with a hint of suspicion, sounded at the door. Vivian, still up? What are you doing in the nursery so late? I kept my back to him, nails digging deep into my palms, summoning every ounce of will to keep my voice steady. The little ones are kicking up a storm. Couldn't sleep, just checking if we've missed anything. It sounded hoarse, but thankfully didn't tremble. He walked over, his warm hand habitually settling on my shoulder, guiding me towards the bedroom. The gesture was still tender, like thousands of nights before. Little rascals, tormenting mommy before you're even born. Just wait till you're out. Daddy will teach you a lesson. He looked down at my belly, his gaze softening, voice dripping with affection. Before, I would have melted into that warmth, utterly convinced he loved me and our children. Now, the scene felt grotesque, nauseating. He wasn't looking at my belly. He was looking at Bella's children. Seemingly oblivious to my stiffness, he helped me to the bed. The tenderness in his eyes was identical to every look each given me over 8 years. I lowered my gaze, refusing that counterfeit galaxy of stars. Tired? Sleep. Ethan, my voice held a weariness utterly foreign to me. The next morning, Ethan drove me himself to the She family's private hospital for a routine checkup. Stepping out of the elevator, a slender figure caught my eye. Bella was leaving a doctor's office. Seeing Bella, Ethan's brow furrowed almost imperceptibly. Came alone? Are you unwell? The concern in his voice was unmistakable, thicker than what he offered his pregnant wife. A pleased smile touched Bella's lips, just the usual, heart palpitations acting up. Her gaze shifted to me, carrying a subtle appraisal. Ethan brought you for a checkup, Vivian? Feeling poorly? Her eyes were like ice needles, laced with veiled challenge. I forced a thin smile, speaking before Ethan could. Nothing serious, just the little ones being too lively, keeping me up at night. Ethan insisted on a checkup. I paused, hand lightly smoothing over my high abdomen, meeting Bella's gaze with feigned innocence. Wonder who they take after. So restless? Couldn't be genetic issues, could it? In that instant, both Ethan and Bella paled. Ethan instantly tightened his arm around my shoulders, his voice strained with false lightness and a flicker of panic. Nonsense. Our children? What genetic issues? The doctor's waiting, let's go. During the exam, he patted my head reassuringly, as usual, then turned and left. Before, it would have been normal. Now, watching his retreating back, a cold certainty crystallized. He was going to Bella. Sure enough, the corridor was empty after my checkup. I drifted like a ghost through the quiet halls, finally spotting the 2 entwined figures in the shadowed stairwell. Bella's voice was thick with, like a pouting cat. You were so gentle with her just now, Ethan. You haven't really fallen for her, have you? Ethan pulled her into his arms almost instantly, his finger tracing her brow tenderly. Impossible. She's carrying our children right now. I have to keep her sweet, don't I? Keep her from suspecting. His voice dropped, laced with deliberate contempt. What is she? Don't let this bother you, hum. The word bother struck like a poison dart straight to my heart. So his wife of 8 years was merely an insignificant bother to him. Upsetting Bella was the real catastrophe. I stumbled back, collapsing onto a cold waiting room chair. Moments later, Ethan hurried back, his face a mask of normalcy. Done. Just went to the restroom. I'll check the results with the doctor. He entered the consulting room, emerging with a deep frown. Kneeling before me, his eyes level with mine, he adopted a carefully softened, grave tone. Vivian, the doctor says, your emotional state is too unstable. It's affecting the baby's heartbeats. He recommends hospitalization for observation. I nodded calmly, offering no resistance. Leo returned tomorrow. Until then, I had to play along. As I stood, Bella, like a cat scenting blood, glided over with a bright smile. How serendipitous. The doctor said my heart needs observation too. She turned to Ethan, her gaze intimate and demanding. Ethan, since it's our hospital, put me in the room next to Vivian's. I'll keep her company. We can chat. I ignored their charade, following the nurse to the room, but Bella stuck like glue. trailing me inside. She made a show of admiring the luxurious private suite. Wow, Ethan, you spoil her rotten. This room is nicer than a five-star hotel. Her tone shifted, barbed, but then, Vivian is the legitimate lady of the She household. What couldn't she have? You'd probably pluck the stars from the sky for her, wouldn't you? Ethan's gaze clung to Bella, the tenderness in his eyes overflowing. Bella shot me a triumphant glance, pouting, her voice saccharine. Hey, I'm jealous. Seeing how good you are to Vivian makes me want to get married. Wish I hadn't turned you down back then, she giggled, winking at me. Don't be mad, Vivian. Just kidding. Ethan knows me, I speak without thinking. The challenge and triumph in her eyes flayed me. Bella and I weren't close. I only knew she was Ethan's childhood sweetheart, whose family moved abroad during high school. Cutting ties. Ethan and I met and fell in love in college, together 5 years. When Bella returned, Ethan dismissed her as an old friend, a commitment phobe. All these years, it'd been blind to the current flowing beneath. Seeing my silence, Bella instantly switched to a wounded look. Vivian, are you angry? I'm sorry. Ethan and I go way back, like siblings. I never dreamed you'd mind. She pretended to leave. Please don't be upset. Don't fight with Ethan over me. If I'm upsetting you, it'll go. I watched her performance coldly. When I spoke, my voice was glacial. Since you call him Ethan, you should call me sister-in-law. Bella's fake smile froze. Ethan stepped forward instantly, a protective beast shielding Bella. His voice dripping with undisguised reproach and impatience aimed at me. Vivian, Bella just wants to be closer. Must you be so petty? He frowned, looking at me like a stranger causing a scene. Fine, you're pregnant. Mood swings are normal. Rest. I have business at the office. Arm around Bella, he left without a backward glance. The door clicked shut, the gaping hole torn in my chest by betrayal filled with an icy wind. Siblings? And I, his legal wife, asking for the proper address, was unforgivable. Before Bella, he couldn't even be bothered with the pretense of care. Outside, dusk deepened into inky black. Ethan didn't return, until my phone screen lit up with a message from an unknown number. Don't you want to see the room next door? I have a gift for you, Bella. Reason screamed no. But my body moved as if pulled by invisible strings. I pushed open my door. The next room's door was indeed ajar. Repulsive muffled gasps and moans drifted out. I stood rooted, blood freezing, hypnotized. I edged to the crack, her belly's so huge. Haven't been able to be with you properly. Clever girl, finding an excuse to stay. Bella, my Bella, Ethan's voice, thick with a raw, uncontrolled desire I'd never heard before. Hey if I didn't come, you might just fall for that Vivian when. Bella's voice was fragmented, like honey-laced poison. Don't, not so fast, she's next door. Scared? It's the She hospital. Soundproofed, doors locked. Ethan's voice was heavy with certainty, as his words faded. Bella's glazed eyes, through the crack, locked precisely onto mine. No shock, only naked, triumphant gloating and challenge. I slammed my eyes shut, using my last shred of strength to gently close that filthy door. So he wasn't naturally restrained. His passion, his fire, burned only for another. I was just a pitiful prop. At dawn the next day, Bella barged in, her face radiated smug satisfaction, like a victorious peacock. Enjoy the show last night? Added that scene just for you. She approached the bed, looking down. Lesson learned for giving me attitude yesterday. I stared at my silent phone screen. No word from Leo. My heart sank in icy water. I couldn't even lift an eyelid to Bella's taunt. What? Still hoping to win with those lumps of flesh inside you? Bella scoffed, leaning closer, her voice a venomous hiss. Forgot to mention, what's growing in your belly? My eggs. My head snapped up, nails digging into my palms. Oh, finally a reaction? She smiled, pleased, leaning in more maliciously. Then do you know where all those eggs you produced went? The ones they harvested during those agonizing procedures over the past year. Her red lips curved, spitting words like poison-tipped icicles. I had them all packed up and tossed into an industrial shredder. Your children? Only fit for the garbage dump. What? A metallic tang flooded my throat. My heart seized, crushed by an icy fist, threatening to burst. Huh, hit a nerve? Bella laughed, delighted by my sudden pallor. Don't think about terminating. 6-month triplets? Abortion? Might as well be suicide, unless you want to die and go sift through garbage for your shredded babies. The last thread of sanity snapped. I didn't even register raising my hand. The sharp crack of a slap echoed through the room. Bella clutched her cheek, shock twisting into venomous rage. She opened her mouth to scream, Vivian, what the hell are you doing? Ethan's roar exploded like thunder at the door. Instantly, Bella's fury dissolved into trembling tears. Vivian, I just came to apologize. Yesterday was my fault. But you. How could you hit me? She covered the rapidly reddening marks, swaying dramatically. Ethan's gaze locked onto the vivid handprint on Bella's face. When he turned to me, his eyes were poisoned daggers, filled with towering rage and naked disgust. Vivian, have you lost your mind? You know her heart is weak. All fury, hurt, despair congealed into icy stillness. I looked at this man I'd shared a bed with for 8 years, my voice terrifyingly calm, cutting with finality. Ethan, what am I to you? Ethan flinched almost imperceptibly, a flash of guilt crossing his eyes. Bella seized her chance, clinging to his arm, her voice frail and urgent. Ethan, I'm dizzy, my heart. Take me to see a doctor. She draped herself against him. Ethan's lips moved as if to speak, but instead, he shot me a glare filled with warning and disappointment, then carefully supported Bella. Walking away without a backward glance, the door clicked shut. My phone screen finally lit up. Leo's message, 2 words like light piercing darkness. Come down. Half an hour later, cold, blinding surgical lights beat down, hurting my eyes. Warm liquid streamed continuously from the corners of my eyes into my hairline. Anesthesia was taking effect, numbing my body, but my heart felt flayed open, raw agony stealing my breath. 6 months, over 200 days and nights. It felt their heartbeats, their kicks. Imagined their faces countless times. Would they look like him? Like me? Now, I had to end it. Myself. The sensation of cold instruments inside me was distant yet vivid. Something vital was being ripped away. In the haze, I thought I heard faint infant cries. Or was it just the drugs? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mommy brought you into this world of lies and malice. Mommy failed you. I woke to a familiar, comforting scent replacing the sterile hospital smell. I was in a soft bed, not the she hospital. Leo's bloodshot eyes met mine, his large hand trembling with relief as he gently smoothed my hair. Sleep, Vivian, leave the rest to me. His voice was hoarse but steel strong. He won't find you. 3 hours later, in the luxury suite of the she private hospital, Ethan jolted awake on the couch, a sudden, inexplicable, agonizing pain tearing through his chest as if a chunk had been ripped out. Overwhelming dread seized him. Sir, disaster. His assistant burst in, face chalk white, voice shaking uncontrollably. Madam is gone. Gone? Ethan repeated blankly, as if the words held no meaning. Sound vanished from the world. Dead silence. The assistant's trembling voice slithered into that silence like a venomous snake. Madam went to Wren Hospital this morning. Had an abortion. Just now, they notified us. Massive hemorrhage during surgery. Didn't make it. Abortion? Hemorrhage? Death? Each word hammered his temples. Darkness swam before his eyes. A coppery taste flooded his throat. He swayed, then collapsed backward, unconscious. He awoke in a sterile-smelling hospital room. Ethan shot upright, a cornered beast, eyes bloodshot, shoving aside nurses. He raced from the hospital, foot flooring the accelerator, screeching to a halt outside Wren Hospital. Vivian, when? Show yourself. He rampaged through the corridors like a madman, his roar echoing despair. Where's my wife? Give her back to me. Finally, his grim-faced assistant dragged a weary masked doctor before him. Ethan grabbed the doctor's collar like a drowning man clutching driftwood, eyes bulging. My wife. Who authorized surgery? I'm her husband. I didn't sign. This is murder. The doctor wrenched free with disgust, his voice cold as he described trash disposal. The patient signed herself, said her husband was dead. Risks were clear, she insisted, terminating triplets at nearly 7 months. She knew the dangers. Blame yourself. Liar. Ethan's last shred of control shattered. He roared, a furious lion, his fist smashing into the doctor's face. I'll kill you. You killed her. I'll kill you all. Chaos erupted. The assistant and security guards wrestled the berserk Ethan. After a few struggles, his strength drained, his tall frame crashed to his knees. An animalistic howl tore from him, tears and snot mingling on his face. The body, even dead. Let me see her. Please, let me take her home, please. The doctor wiped blood from his lip, his gaze dripping contempt. Body? Her brother took it. Where? A cold sneer. No comment, bro brother. Ethan froze, instantly petrified. The next second, A torrent of blood gushed from his mouth, splattering the cold tiles. Shockingly red, darkness swallowed him whole. He awoke again in a hospital bed. First, he saw Bella hunched beside him, shoulders shaking with muffled sobs. Ethan's gaze swept over her emptily. Like scanning furniture, he mumbled, voice ragged, "Why save me? I need to find Vivian. She's angry, waiting for me." Bella jerked her head up, tears streaking her face, eyes flooding with terror. She lunged, fists raining down on him. "You can't die." "Ethan, what about me? Forget the babies. I don't want anything. Just you. If you die, Bella won't live either." A faint flicker stirred in Ethan's vacant eyes, slowly focusing on Bella's resolute face. Memories surfaced. Meeting her at 8, a little princess, grade school, middle school, fragments deliberately buried. Mixed with adolescent stirrings, he had felt something for Bella. Seeing her threat now, a twisted, complex emotion, like poisonous vines, strangled his breaking heart. "You, why?" His cracked lips moved, voice rasping. Seeing his response, Bella cried harder, defying doctors. Ethan discharged himself, ordering his assistant to drive him home, pushing open the door. The huge wedding portrait on the wall stabbed his vision. Vivian in the photo, radiant, eyes sparkling with stars. Ethan stared, tears each held back, finally breaking free in a flood. Overwhelming remorse and agony engulfed him like a tsunami. He stumbled forward, trembling fingers brushing Vivian's photographed cheek, a trapped animal's whine escaping his throat. "I deserve death. I deserve death." He pounded his own head, consumed by anguish. Vivian, she hated pain, endured those needles without a sound, going into that operating room alone. How much pain, how much despair. Everything in the house, the sofa, curtains, the vase on the table bore her imprint, her careful choices. Every corner screamed silent accusations of his crime. His legs gave way. He crashed heavily to the cold floor, a heart-rending wail tearing loose. "I'm a beast. Worse than scum. I should die. I deserve hell." The assistant panicked, trying to help him up. "Sir, don't. It's not all your fault. Get away." Ethan shoved the assistant violently, staggered to his feet, and lurched drunkenly towards the second floor, throwing open the nursery door. His gaze instantly locked onto the pink pregnancy journal on the small desk. Just seeing the cover, the image of those 3 tiny lives from the first ultrasound Vivian had reverently copied and pasted it brought fresh tears. They fell, heavy drops splattering the wooden floor. He practically lunged for it, hands shaking as he opened the thick journal. Neat handwriting, stroke by stroke, overflowed with burning love and hope. "Little ones, Mommy and Daddy waited so long for you. We loved you before you even entered this world. Your daddy is the best in the world. He loves Mommy, and he will love you so much. Please come to us healthy and safe. Daddy works very, very hard, but he always comes with Mommy to see you. Mommy and Daddy can't wait to meet you. Only 3 months till we meet. Because of you, Mommy is the happiest person alive." Every word burned like a brand on his heart. Every daddy was a blunt knife flaying his soul. A sound not human ripped from Ethan's throat. He collapsed fully, clutching the journal to his chest like a last shred of warmth, gasping ragged, blood-tinged breaths. Wrong. Something was wrong. Vivian had wanted those children, suffered so much for them, just because of a spat with Bella at the hospital. Jealousy? Impossible. She wouldn't choose death for herself and the babies, not willingly. A horrifying, deliberately ignored thought struck his chaotic mind like lightning. He snapped his head up, bloodshot eyes boring into his ashen-faced assistant. His voice was a ruined bellows, thick with near-mad obsession. "Investigate. Dig. Turn the earth inside out. What else happened at that hospital that day? Don't miss a single word." The She household descended into chaos and gloom. Meanwhile, across the ocean, a silver plane taxied smoothly onto a runway. Outside the window stretched a vast, unfamiliar foreign sky. The car door shut outside Leo's apartment, sealing out the world's noise. Nerves stretched taut for too long finally relax. The dam had desperately maintained burst, months of pent-up grief, terror, rage, and the soul-deep agony for 3 innocent lives, flooded me. I threw myself into Leo's arms, wailing as if to expel my very organs. When I finally calmed enough to stammer out the ugly truth, Leo's arms tightened convulsively, his body shook with volcanic fury, knuckles cracking, jaw clenched, eyes blazing with murderous intent. "Leo!" I grabbed his rigid arm with all my strength, voice hoarse but clear. The Shi family is entrenched, controls River City. Just us going back now? It's suicide. Leo's chest heaved. Slowly, the inferno cooled, hardening into icy, unyielding resolve. He unclenched his fists. Deep indentations in his palms. His voice was low, bedrock solid. You're right, but Leo hasn't been idle abroad. Our base here is solid. Next step, the domestic market. He wiped my tears, eyes sharp as a hawk's. Don't worry, the Shi family's reign ends here. He paused. Deep guilt and pain surfacing. My fault, always wanted to build you an unshakable fortress. I failed to protect you. It pierced my fragile calm. Fresh tears surged. Memories surfaced. Our orphanage years. Leo shielding me with his skinny frame. Still, he blamed himself. Leo, I choked. Holding him tight. Never your fault. Never. The flame of vengeance ignited silently. We stopped crying, planning coldly. Leo mobilized every overseas connection and resource, casting an invisible net towards home. I sat before my computer, dredging up every dark secret I recalled about the Shi group. Each memory brought sharp pain, but vengeance forged that pain into a sharp blade. As we prepared our final blow, Ethan back home had descended into madness. Shi group business was abandoned. He haunted their home, filled with Vivian's ghost, a restless specter. For a week, sleepless, fueled by alcohol and pills, his mind teetered. Finally, he had his assistant bring Bella. When Bella entered the deathly silent mansion, her face held a trace of smug expectation. She thought Ethan, broken by the loss of the babies, needed her comfort. Ethan, her voice was soft, deliberately concerned, cautiously approaching the man in the shadows. You finally want to see me. Don't grieve so. You have me. I'll always be here. She choked off. Ethan moved, fast as black lightning. A hand cold as an iron vice, clamped brutally around her slender throat. Gah! All sound cut off. Pain and sudden terror widened her eyes, seeing the raw, undisguised violence and murder in Ethan's eyes. Bella finally knew true terror. He looked at her like she was already dead. Ethan, what's wrong? It's me, Bella, she struggled, voice distorted by fear. Don't, I'm scared. Scared? Ethan's voice grated, icy as a grave's breath. His fingers tightened, threatening to crush bone. Bella, what you did to Vivian behind my back, you know. Why weren't you scared then? Bella's pupils shrank. Panic birthed instinctive denial. I didn't. Ethan, listen. Shut up. Ethan flung her away like trash. Bella screamed, slammed to the floor, forehead striking wood, instantly swelling. He looked down on her, utter disgust and contempt in his gaze, each word a sentence. You think I'm blind? Deaf? I had the hospital surveillance pulled. Before you seduced me in that room, you left the door ajar. You wanted her to see, to hear. Oh, and he added, a cruel, empty smile twisting his lips, forgot to mention, the Shi family's luxury suites. They have surveillance too. Every vile word you spat at a pregnant woman, garbage dump, shredder. Poisoned to the core. I heard it all. Bella, his voice stripped ice shards. I was blind. All these years, I never saw the venomous snake beneath your skin. Evidence was irrefutable. Bella's last shred of color vanished. Any defense was useless. Utter terror gripped her. She crumpled, clutching at straws. I didn't mean Ethan. Believe me, I just loved you too much. I was scared. You didn't even see how important Vivian was becoming to you. I feared you'd abandon me. Love? Ethan laughed, a harsh, ugly sound. He lashed out with his foot, powered by pure hatred, kicking Bella square in the chest. Bella shrieked, body flung like a ragdoll against the wall. Then slumping down, your love drove her to her death. Ethan roared, a demon's voice thick with blood. Every ounce of pain Vivian endured, every shred of despair, it'll make you taste it 100-fold, 1,000-fold. As he spoke, the door to the basement opened silently. Men in white coats, masked, only cold eyes visible, ghosted in. The objects in their hands glinted dully with cold metal in the gloom. Bella's eyes widened in pure horror. She scrambled backward like a crab, shrieking in despair. Ethan, what are you doing? You can't. We were together so long. I gave you everything. You can't. Ethan turned his back, a cold statue, deaf to her pleas. His final command was icy. Take her down. Give her the same care she gave Vivian. Don't hold back, Ethan. You monster. Beast. Bella's shrieks turned to vicious curses echoing in the vast emptiness. You weren't complaining when you slept with me. Playing the devoted lover now? I tell you, kill me. Vivian won't forgive you. She hates you. She hated you till she died. She didn't bleed out. She killed herself. You murdered her. You're the killer. Her voice was cut off by the heavy basement door slamming shut. The bedroom returned to tomb-like silence. Ethan remained with his back to the door, unmoving. Bella's last curse, she hates you. You killed her, spun like a curse in his mind. After a long silence, a near manic, twisted light sparked in his bloodshot eyes. He whirled around, laughing and crying like a madman. Yes, fake. It must be fake. The hemorrhage? Fake. Vivian's not dead. She's not. She must have conspired with her brother to trick me. She just wanted to leave. That's it. The thought was his last lifeline. He couldn't accept Vivian dead. He had to see. Even a corpse. Book a flight. He roared at the empty room, voice cracking with hysteria now. Immediately. The fastest flight. I'm going to find her. Meanwhile, Leo and I finally held the leverage to topple the Xi Empire, a damning chain of evidence for massive, long-concealed tax evasion, and key materials on buried cases of unfair competition. The cold weight of the USB drive in my palm felt like concentrated destruction. As we prepared to unleash it, the apartment doorbell rang sharply. Leo checked the peephole, his face instantly hardening to iron. Outside stood a man, travel-worn, expensive suit crumpled, hair disheveled, stubbled jaw, eyes sunken and filled with despair. Ethan. Leo yanked the door open. Before the other could speak, a fist fueled by thunderous rage smashed into Ethan's face. Thud. A dull impact. Ethan staggered, blood immediately welling from his split lip. He didn't fight back, didn't dodge. He let the momentum carry him down, crashing heavily to his knees on the cold floor. Vivian. He lifted his battered, bloody face, gaze bypassing the furious Leo, fixing on me standing in the living room. His voice was a broken rasp, pleading like a whipped dog. Come home, please, you bastard. Leo's roar threatened the roof. He was a lion unleashed. Second punch, third, rained down, each fueled by homicidal rage. What happened to your promises? You swore you'd protect her with your life. This is how you protect her, huh? Ethan was battered, face swelling rapidly, blood staining his shirt. He still didn't resist, just took it, babbling broken apologies. Sorry, Leo, my fault. I'm scum, please. Let me talk to Vivian, please. Don't call me Leo. Leo hauled him up by the collar, eyes like knives. You're not worthy. Leo, I spoke, voice quiet but clear, cutting through his fury. Stop. I stepped forward, pulling Leo's corded arm. He panted, chest heaving, but finally reined in his rage, releasing Ethan, standing guard before me, eyes still locked on the man on the floor. I walked to Ethan, looking down at the man I'd once loved bone deep, now only seeing revulsion. He knelt, looking up, naked remorse and entreaty in his eyes. Ethan, my voice was the still surface of a frozen lake, utterly flat. Go. I have nothing to say to you. I won't. He lurched upright, grabbing at straws, voice desperate. Not unless you come with me. We're not divorced. You're still my wife. Vivian, let's go home. Let's start over. Ha. A cold, sharp laugh escaped me. Not divorced? So what? I looked down, each word hitting him like a hammer blow. Forgotten. Wren Hospital issued a death certificate, black and white. Back home, Vivian Wen is dead. Dead by your hand and Bella's. The person standing before you has nothing to do with Ethan. She go back with you? My smile turned colder, laced with deep scorn. Go back to what? Watch you and Bella going at it next door? Watch you sweat over her? Or go back to being your incubator, breeding your offspring? Ethan, tell me, why should I go back with you? Ethan flinched violently, as if whipped. He tried to explain, stammering no. Vivian, listen, I was blind. Bella deceived me. I didn't see my own heart, so I cut him off, voice rising sharply, shattering his feeble excuses. You were blind? Deceived? So I should just forgive like an idiot? Skip happily back to being the shiny she family trophy wife? Ethan, the damage is done. The knife is in my heart. Tell me, what do I use to forgive you? My dead children? My shattered heart? Or this heart you stabbed full of holes? Scalding tears finally broke free, large drops falling, some splashing on Ethan's outstretched, trembling hand. He jerked back as if burned by lava. Vivian, please, he sobbed, groveling, trying to grasp my pants leg. One last chance, just one. I was scum. We start fresh. We'll have our own babies. I swear ill enough. I snapped, jerking back from his filthy touch, voice thick with utter disgust and exhaustion. We are done. Ethan, every word you say makes me sick. You didn't know? Not intentional? I stared at him like garbage. Will it bring my babies back? Erase your filthy schemes and betrayal? Where do you find the gall to kneel here begging forgiveness? Ethan's face strained completely. He stared, eyes bloodshot, swirling with despair, agony, a death throe struggle. Silence pressed down like stone. After an eternity, when I thought he wouldn't speak, he rasped out 3 words with immense difficulty. I'm sorry. The words dropped into stagnant water, only stirring profound absurdity and sorrow. Sorry? I looked at him, then laughed a cold, mocking sound. Ethan, if you're truly sorry. I pause, each word crystalline, laced with venom, aimed at his heart. Then go die. Prove your remorse with your life. Ethan's head jerked up, his pupils dilated in utter shock and disbelief, as if seeing me truly for the first time. Vivian, his voice trembled violently, you hate me that much? Slam. The heavy door answered him, shutting out his repulsive face, sealing off the past of lies and betrayal. Hate. How could I not? It had fused with my bones, burning day and night. I wanted him flayed, dragged down to hell with me. I don't know how long he knelt outside, only that the next dawn, sunlight found the hallway empty, cold floor, only a few dried, blackened spots of blood. Before boarding the plane home with Leo, my private account received a transfer 10 figures. The note read, Atonement. The plane landed smoothly at the capital airport, stepping off the jetway. The giant information screen flashed the latest news. Breaking, She Group CEO She surrendered to police yesterday, confessing involvement in a brutal homicide 1 month prior, per She's confession and police investigation. A highly decomposed female body was found in the basement of his private residence. Preliminary autopsy indicates the victim endured prolonged inhuman torture, covered in fatal wounds. She reportedly liquidated all his She Group shares prior to surrender. Group president has assumed interim CEO duties. Leo stopped beneath the screen, looking up, shock plain on his face. Calmly, I put on my sunglasses, pulled up my suitcase handle, and walked into the flow of people without pause. Don't look. My voice came through the shades, flat. It's not over. The She Group hasn't fallen. 3 days later, financial headlines exploded again. Breaking. She Group hit with massive tax evasion allegations. Initial investigation by tax authorities confirms staggering amounts, far exceeding estimates, possibly billions. Leadership faces severe criminal charges and crippling fines. Outside the huge floor-to-ceiling window, city lights glittered like 10,000 stars. Leo and I nestled on the soft sofa, the liquid in our glasses refracting the cold light from the TV screen. She Group is finished. Ethan won't survive either. Leo's voice held the complexity of closure. He looked at me, concern barely masked. Vivian, he's dead. Are you really not at all? He didn't finish. I understood. I swirled my glass. Amber liquid traced graceful arcs in the hazy light. I saw fireworks blooming across a memory sky. That day, Ethan knelt on one knee, holding flowers, eyes brighter than stars, voice soft yet firm. Vivian, marry me. In this life, I will never fail you. The fireworks that day were truly beautiful. Had the light in his eyes been real? I didn't know. I only knew, in that moment, the girl in the white dress, nodding happily, saying I do. She had been real. I tilted my head back, the fiery liquid burning down my throat, spreading through my chest, bringing a strange, liberating clarity. Outside, the city's neon lights still shimmered, a river of stars that never went out. Beyond time's end, no more you and me. Ethan, goodbye forever. That's all for today's story. Thank you for listening. This is When Love Turns into Harm. The tales I share, drawn from life or woven from imagination, are meant to offer you connection, reflection, and perhaps solace or newfound strength. If you long to see your own reflection in others' journeys, or seek a glimmer of light within the maze of emotions, subscribe to When Love Turns into Harm. Listen with your heart. Explore the stories of life.